This is the Sales Babble Podcast, episode 498. How to stay innovative in an emerging market.
Welcome to Sales Babble, the podcast that shares selling secrets for non-sellers. And now your host, Pat Helmers.
Hello, Sales Babblers. This is Pat Helmers, and this is the podcast that embraces the effortless action and Taoist style of non-pushy sales. Now, there's an old saying in tech that says there are only two kinds of technologies, the out-of-date and the it's not yet available. Products loved and admired by customers will someday be considered antiques because few products or services are ever considered modern forever. Instead, the marketplace is constantly birthing and rebirthing innovation after innovation. Salespeople play a tremendous role in guiding their companies to stay competitive. They're the canaries in the coal mine and the first to discern what's the next big thing. So what can sellers do to stay competitive in an emerging market? That's the topic for today. But before we start, make sure and subscribe to the podcast on whatever app that you're listening to, and also follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, and myself on LinkedIn. You can find links in the show notes. And so with no further ado, let's get to it. And now today's chapter, Emerging Markets. As the seasons change, so does the market, both creating and destroying opportunities, revealing new problems and challenges. Like water seeking its own level, the market seeks balance. Today's solutions are tomorrow's problems. The master seller is awake to possibility. And now today's story. Chris returned to the office after working a 3-day conference. Pat asked, "What did you learn at the trade show? What's hot? What's not? Since you're the face of the company, what do you think is the next product we should be rolling out?" "I don't really know," said Chris. "All I did was stay at the booth and try to get as many leads as possible. The SR7 product is the best on the market. For all practical purposes, we don't have any competition." Pat responded, "The SR7 is going to be a problem." "Oh," said Chris. "Absolutely," said Pat. "Today's solutions are always tomorrow's problems. Business might be good now, but we better keep innovating if we want to stay ahead of the competition. Markets change. If we don't change with them, we'll perish." Lao Tzu said, "Being and non-being create each other. Difficult and easy support each other. High and low depend on each other. Before and after follow each other." This verse illustrates the interdependence of opposites and the cyclical nature of existence. Change is a fundamental aspect of reality. All it takes is to watch a 10-year-old movie to see how yesterday is not today. To quote the Greek philosopher Heraclitus, the only thing that remains the same is change. The market's always in search of a better mousetrap. One of the perks of being a sales professional is that you get a front seat in the emerging markets. The markets are like a river, always moving and always in flux. And if you look, you will be the first to know what's hot, what's next. When you fully embrace the wants and desires of your customers, you'll know how to advise your company. Now, to download a copy of this week's chapter of the Tao of Sales Babble, you can find it in the show notes at www.salesbabble.com. And while you're there, you can sign up for our brief weekly newsletter with links to the podcast sent conveniently to your inbox. And next, I wonder if you could do me a favor and share this episode with a friend who's also interested in growing their selling skills. On whatever app you're listening to, subscribe to Sales Babble and share this episode with your friend. Because Word of mouth is the premier way of growing listeners. Now, if you have any questions about this episode, don't hesitate to reach out. You can find me on LinkedIn or click the Babble Me link on the website. With that said, that's all I've got for this week. Until next Tuesday, take care and have a highly successful and a profitable selling day.
Thank you for listening to the Sales Babble podcast. Find us at www.salesbabble.com.
This is a production of Habanero Media.